Good Sunday morning, you lucky people. That's the Ronaldo effect to get me out of bed early on a Sunday morning for an extra live show. But after what happened yesterday, I felt excited and I'm hyped. Yes, I'm hyped, but I want to talk to you about Cristiano Ronaldo and the Cristiano Ronaldo effect that's going to happen at Manchester United. You can see it from the overlay up there. You can see it from the thumbnail. Is Ronaldo good enough to steer this Manchester United team to a Premier League or a Champions League title? The two ambitions of the club, the two trophies that have eluded Manchester United since 2008 and 2013. It's been a tumultuous 8 years, is what I keep referring to it as. But after what we saw yesterday, can we really rule out the concept that Ronaldo is good enough to take this Manchester United team to the Premier League or the Champions League titles? That's the debate I want to have this morning. I can see, Gary, you're in the comments. You went to the game yesterday. How was it, my friend? Everybody joining in the comments. We've got Takeoff, Ian, Chris, Josh. Plenty of members here. Plenty of you joining in on Facebook. Plenty of you joining in on YouTube. Look, get involved. This is supposed to be a debate. You can have your opinions, present your case, present your facts, and present why not if you want to argue that. But I want to run through the news that's coming out this morning. I want to show you a little extra special video that I got up earlier and I made because I got hyped. But yesterday was nothing short of magnificent. As I said in my live match reaction, you all joined in. I said, for Ronaldo to deliver that quality of performance with those goals under that pressure and that expectation, it was nothing short of spectacular. It was as good as it could have been. Even Jesse Lingard popped up with a goal. Even Bruno Fernandes got a cracker. De Gea in his goal kick. Varane's performance. Everybody to a man played fantastic yesterday. And for me, move the mic, that's part of the Cristiano Ronaldo effect. So why I want to have the debate with you this morning, is Ronaldo good enough to steer us to that title? Look, before I do move on, please drop a like on the video for this. I made this video because Peter Drury, we all love Peter Drury, one of the great commentators of all time. I got excited. I may have done this. Watch this, and if you don't drop a like on the video, then you don't deserve anything.
Wreathed in red, restored to this great gallery of the game, a walking work of art. Vintage, beyond valuation, beyond forgery or imitation. 18 years since that trembling teenager of touch and tease first tiptoed onto this storied stage. Now in his immaculate maturity, CR7 reunited. Him and the rest.
I mean, come on. Now in his immaculate maturity, CR7 reunited. I mean, Peter Drury's always had a way with words, but that was a hell of a script. Whether that was script, that was off the dome. I imagine it was scripted, but Peter Drury, I don't know how that guy is not working on Sky. Seriously. Fantastic bit of commentary from him. And I got excited and I did that video this morning. So what can you say? Drop a like on the video for that. And I can see we've got Rory. You've joined in as a new member. Good morning to you, Rory. Let me know where you're watching from. I'll try and give you a shout out. And now that you're a member, Rory, it means you can get involved in the new pre-match United Legacy Arms shows. I'll give you a bit more details on that. But look, there's no doubt that Manchester United have got a hole in the middle. We're Donut FC. We're great around the edges, great at the back, great at the front, but through the middle, we've got weaknesses. But is Ronaldo good enough there to oversee and to overlook those problems? Let's head over to The Athletic this morning. And this is the story that I saw actually after I've created this video. But it ties into exactly what I was talking about here. Let me just run through it for you here. Ronaldo's first Manchester United session on Tuesday was a low-key affair, fairly light work. Wednesday was a case of Ronaldo familiarizing himself with more players returning from international duty. On Thursday, Ronaldo felt the platform was there to draw his colleagues together and tell them they were good players, but levels would be going up now in the ambition for silverware. In his speech at the team hotel the night before the Newcastle game, Ronaldo thanked his teammates for the warm welcome. There was no initiation song for him, who reminded people he had performed that ritual when he arrived 18 years ago. There are some staff members from the first time around who Ronaldo remembered nearly 2 decades on, fist pumps by way of hello, and the question delivered with a grin of what on earth they were still doing there. Ronaldo's second coming has sent a bolt of electricity through Manchester United, with numerous staff described as wearing a permanent smile since the transfer was announced. His mother, Dolores, shed tears when he scored his first goal, as you saw in that video there. Even United's players have been swept up. The squad WhatsApp group usually contains only the most professional of posts. But those 24 hours when Ronaldo was switching blue half for red, it was pinging with speculative messages of excitement. The Ronaldo effect has been quite serious, quite substantial, and all-encompassing is what I would call it. Rory, watching from Kingston. Big up South London. Was there for 10 years. Big fan of South London. Lived in Crystal Palace. Lived in East Dulwich. I love South London. South of the North. Anyway, but as you can see there, let me scroll into a little bit more so you can read that if you didn't read that bit there. But that bit there, look, all United's players have been swept up. Everybody has been swept up in this wave of emotion, this wave of momentum that's come across, and it's hard to ignore. And I'll tell you what, it's just, I can't rule it out now. I'm being honest. I'm being completely honest. I'm putting my cards on the table here. I don't think you can rule United out of winning either the Premier League or the Champions League this year, in my opinion. I'd hesitate to say the Champions League is far more likely, because as we saw, when Chelsea won it, what is it? Yeah, when they won it and they beat Bayern in the Champions League final, it was like no one expected Chelsea to win that year. Chelsea weren't favourites. It's a cup competition. I've always said that I feel, and I stand by it, I think Manchester United will probably become unstuck over a 38-game season in the Premier League with the midfield that we've got. But looking at, there you go, let's go here. Let's head over to the Champions League. Let's look at our group. This is the group stages. You're backing United to smash that group. Smash it. It starts with Young Boys on the 14th of September. 15 days later at Old Trafford, Man United against Villarreal. We need a bit of revenge in there for what happened in the Europa League final, but they won the trophies and we didn't, so it won't be revenge completely. Then on the 20th of October, we're at home against Atalanta. Then on the 2nd of November, we're away to Atalanta. The 23rd, we're away to Villarreal, and we finish with a home game against Young Boys on the 8th of December. What we will be hoping is that after 4 games, we're in a similar position to where we were last year. And what we'll be hoping for is that the final 2 games against Villarreal and Young Boys will turn into a better result. But with the players we've got in our team now, Rafael Varane, by the way, looked absolutely Rolls Royce yesterday. Rio Ferdinand levels. That's the quality of defender. I saw a tweet, I think it was from Bealey MUFC, saying, look, it looks like he could play in his slippers. Yeah, it looked unfair how easy it was for him yesterday. Got exposed when Maguire dived down he shouldn't have dived down. You don't go to ground. Maguire knows that. He went to ground, left Varane in a 2-on-1. They took advantage and Manquillo scored his first ever goal. But this United team from front to back now has got such quality in that I don't personally think you can rule it out. I'm going to head down to the comments here and see what you think. But honestly, I'm really interested here. I don't know whether it's just me getting overhyped. Sure, it's only 1 game, but man, Ronaldo made it look so good yesterday. Let me see what you're thinking. The only position that needs change is Fred, says Subhan, and Donny cannot play as a defensive mid. As we saw yesterday, Donny came on for Bruno. So that's pretty much where Donny's going to play. Aaron, you're agreeing with me saying, I agree, Sam. United are more likely to win the Champions League. Arshad on Facebook, you're saying we have the squad to win any trophy this season, but I still believe Ole is our weak point. No offense to Solskjaer. I don't really think now is the time to criticize the manager, and I personally don't. There are certainly things that Solskjaer can improve tactically before a game, after a game. As I said, this season there's a responsibility in our coaching staff to improve our midfield. Fred, McTominay, Matic, they might not be the best. They're not the best options in midfield, and we'll speak about Matic in a bit more detail in a bit. But this coaching staff, Fletcher, Carrick, Solskjaer, McKenna, they have to make these players better players, or therefore they are failing as coaches. That's what coaches do. Coaches take a talented individual and make them better by coaching them, by helping them improve. And Fred needs that. McTominay needs that. Matic doesn't need that. He just needs to be 6 years younger. But I would say there's a big responsibility on our staff, but I'm not going to point a finger at Solskjaer and say if he's going to get found out, because the club's in the best position it's been in, and that's happened completely under his stewardship. So I'm gonna praise him for that. Let me head back up to the comments here and see what you're saying. Or, I mean, you're spot on. Treble's incoming. I've already got my suit. It's at the dry cleaners. It's going to happen. Matthew, aside from a few mistakes, not a bad performance from anyone. It was a proper team performance. And so, so much hype can happen around the game that you can end up being disappointed, really, by what happens. But yesterday, United, Ronaldo, delivered on everything. Gary, you're right. He makes it look so simple. Varane really was 10 out of 10. And having that defender in Varane, quadruple Champions League winning Varane, and Ronaldo, both of them were in that period of dominance by Real Madrid in the Champions League that probably will never be repeated. They won it 3 times in a row. Under Zidane, they were untouchable. Bear in mind that there was nobody who won it twice in a row before Real Madrid did it 3 times in a row. That sort of Champions League dominance won't ever be seen again. And Ronaldo has an expectation. As he said, Ronaldo, I'm not back here for a vacation, ladies and gents. I'm back here to win trophies. And judging by that performance yesterday, I just don't think you can really rule it out. And maybe the question is slightly different. Is Ronaldo capable of making that Manchester United squad believe that they are ready and good enough to win the Premier League and Champions League? Because a lot of sport is mental. A lot of sport is in the head. A lot of sport is about self-confidence, belief, assurance. And players look at it themselves and go, you know what? I am good enough to win the Premier League. I am good enough to win the Champions League. And they'll find a different level inside themselves. Is Ronaldo capable of inspiring those players to think that? Because as we saw here with his comments that he made before the game, look, where is it? Here. On Thursday, Ronaldo felt the platform was there to draw his colleagues together and tell them they were good players. But levels would be going up now in the ambition for silverware. So Ronaldo is there not only to lead the line, but to inspire. He's basically a general on a battlefield, somebody who's there to lead everybody, but also to make everybody else think they're better than they were before he came. Gungshi, you're saying, yes, we can. I hope you're all right, my friend. Ansi, if you're saying only problem is central defensive mid, but if they work together with confidence, then that CDM is not a problem. I'm not going to try and say it's not a problem. Central defensive midfield is a big problem for Manchester United. It really is. But as yesterday showed, of course, it's Newcastle at home. A Steve Bruce side who plays 5-3-2, doesn't really have much of a midfield. We had Alma on really as the only player challenging Pogba and Matic. It was an easier game for the midfield to not get exposed in when we play against the likes of Liverpool, when we play against the likes of City, Chelsea. It's going to be far more difficult. But with Ronaldo in the team, it makes me immediately think as a fan, anything is possible. And if I'm thinking that as a fan, am I just getting overhyped? Or is that something that is also being reflected in the dressing room? Are they thinking now, you know what? Yeah, we can do it. Because belief is everything. If Manchester United had that belief inside themselves last year when we went top of the league, we deservedly went top of the league by earning it, our asses wouldn't have fell out. We would have been top of the league and go, you know what? We are good enough to be top of the league. Let's win this title. Instead, we shat ourselves, didn't know what to do, lost all of our form, and City went on to dominate. Simple. Video idea from Aneem. Let's see if you like this. Sam reacts to his old videos during Mourinho times and reflects on the changes we've seen through the years. I like that. I like that, Aneem. Send that to me on Twitter so I don't forget about it. @SamPeoples_. If anybody else has any video ideas, please, I'm come in. Send me your video ideas. Get involved. I'd like to have you all on board. I'd like to help you to help me make the channel better. And if that's the sort of content you want to see, let me know. Edward, what are you saying? Ronaldo needed to guide the squad by injecting confidence in every single United player. And I think, look, the perfect example of that is Jesse Lingard's performance yesterday. Came on, and it was a fantastic cameo from him. Capped off with a wonderful finish, a curling finish into the corner. This is Jesse Lingard, a player who I wouldn't say he's been the scorn of Manchester United fans, but we were all like that. Jesse, man, why didn't you leave this year? You're not going to get any real game time. Why did you not just leave for the ambition of yourself? And then he goes and does that. For me, I think at least part of that is due to the Ronaldo effect. As I said yesterday in my match reaction, every player in that squad now will feel a responsibility that they don't want to let Ronaldo down. They know that they've got the greatest player of all time leading their attack. And they have a responsibility to nail it in their position, to do what they need to do inside the team so that they don't mess it up for him. David, let's see what you're saying on Facebook. He is a leader, yes. The team needs, besides him, Bruno and him. Well, yes, he is a leader. The team needs. There we go. Besides Bruno and him, Ronaldo is going to take the lead on training exercises as well. We'll win the Premier League and at least one cup this season. I'm also hoping for the Champions League too. Look, the Premier League, I'd love to be proven wrong about the Premier League. I think the Premier League probably this season is the most competitive it has been for a long, long time. Last year, City ran away with it. Year before, yeah, they won it. Year before that, I think it was Chelsea. But there was never really a proper challenge between other teams. It was like yesterday. I'm losing myself. Sorry, I saw a sentence that. Why do I always pause mid-sentence? It's because I'm live, my friend, and I'm thinking about what I'm saying. But last year was City, and they ran away with it. Year before was Liverpool, they ran away with it. This year in the Premier League, it's hyper competitive. Liverpool have got a chance. City have got a chance. Chelsea have got a chance, and United have got a chance. There's 4 teams that I think will probably come March time. I don't think the gap between first and fourth will be huge. I think it will be maybe 7 points, 7 or 8 points, which, as we've seen, can be overcome in the last few games of the season. So I think the Premier League is going to be so hyper competitive this year that it's going to make it very difficult for Manchester United over a 38-game season, even with Ronaldo in, to win it. I'd love to be proven wrong, but there are holes that we've got in midfield, and we know there's holes in midfield. Of course there are. Uday, I can see you. You've joined as a member. Big up to you, my friend. Make sure you let me know where you're watching from. And I'll tell you what, I'm gonna put this on again. If you didn't see it, if you weren't here at the start, you would have missed this video. But I'm happy with this video. Make sure you drop a like on this. Viva Ronaldo.
Wreathed in red, restored to this great gallery of the game, a walking work of art. Vintage, beyond valuation, beyond forgery or imitation. 18 years since that trembling teenager of touch and tease first tiptoed onto this storied stage. Now in his immaculate maturity, CR7 reunited. Him and the rest.
I'm going to watch that all day long. But let's looking at the Premier League right now. Of course, Manchester United, we're sitting pretty, baby. We are sitting top of the Premier League table right now. After 4 games, 1-3, drawn 1, that frustrating draw against Southampton. We're top of the league. In 4 games, we've scored 11 goals. It's a fantastic start to the season. And if we're looking at what we've got coming up next, let's have a look at our fixtures, because it's all about momentum. And the momentum, I said this before the season started. I made this very, very clear. That Manchester United, what we needed to do this year was lead out by example. Go top of the Premier League, get points in early. And we beat Leeds 5-1. We were the cream of the crop, right at the top, right at the very start. And teams began chasing us immediately, rather than us dropping points straight away and looking at City and Liverpool above us and thinking, right, we've got to catch them. No, Man United have led out by example. And that is something that I really wanted us to do, and it's something that we've done, and it's put us in an excellent position now, because look, we've got West Ham coming up next in the Premier League away. Our away form, we haven't lost in 29 games. We've set the record. You have to back yourselves away from home. West Ham, though, they're a decent team at the moment. There's certainly no pushover under Moyes, which is a bit of a surprise, but he's pleasantly surprised everyone in that respect. Then we've got Villa at home in the Premier League without Jack Grealish in that team. You've got to back Manchester United to win that game. Then we've got Everton at home. Now, Everton, we've become unstuck against Everton over the years. I would say they're a bit of a bogey team for United in the Premier League. But let's see what goes on with that game. Then, look, October is where it starts to crank up. And that's why Manchester United need to continue this momentum. We've got West Ham and Villa. We've got to win both of those games. West Ham, they're not going to be title challengers this year. They may still be pushing for a top 6 spot. But no, they're not going to be a title challenge. So we have to put West Ham away, because look, October, we go in, we play Leicester away on the 16th. Then on the 24th, we play Liverpool at Old Trafford. And then 6 days later, we play Spurs at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. So that's when it's really going to crank up. And that's when it's going to be really difficult for Manchester United to be winning every single game. So what we need to do this year in the Premier League is make sure that we put those teams away that we're looking at on paper and saying, you know what, Manchester United, we can do this. Newcastle at home, boom, 4-1. Wicked. Wolves away, that was quite tough, actually. 1-0. Southampton, that was Wolves. Yeah, Wolves away. Southampton, that was a game I think we should have won. But it was a game where the performance just was not good, in my opinion. But here, and as I said, Liverpool, Spurs, Leicester. It's a tough October. Atalanta thrown in there as well. United have got to crank it up if we're going to do it in the Premier League. It's going to be fantastic. Oh, look at that. I can't wait for this. I can't believe I keep shouting because I don't really like it. But I'm fully on the hype train now. I'm fully on the hype train. Sumia, what are you saying? Sam, this season, as a difference to last season, we scored in all of our 4 starting Premier League games, even when we have not played particularly well in all of them. You're spot on there. Look, the start to the Premier League, I've repeated it there. I'll repeat it again. I wanted us to go out and go aggressive from the beginning, and we've done it. We've given ourselves the opportunity now to set the ambitions and the expectations on the club. Had we started like we did under Mourinho or under Solskjaer last year, was it last year? Was such a long season. I forgot what it was, but I'm pretty sure that we lost 3-1 to Crystal Palace on the opening day of the season, and that set the tone for the whole campaign. And now the start of this season has set the tone for the whole campaign. Now, instead of coming in after a 3-1 defeat or a defeat to Crystal Palace, whatever the score was, and frustrated, we didn't sign the players we needed. Solskjaer's not a good manager. And the sort of the narrative that comes out of that. Instead, we're sitting top of the Premier League and we've got Cristiano Ronaldo back. And the narrative now that we're having is, can Man United win the Premier League? If I had done this video with this title after we lost to Crystal Palace, you would have pelted me in the comments. You would have called me an absolute idiot. People would have clipped up this video and said, what an absolute twat this guy is. But they can't do that today. They can't do that after this stream because the conversation, we can now have the conversation. This is what I mean. The club is stepping forward. The club is stepping back towards where it wants to be. I don't think we're going to go out and win the Premier League this year, but I don't think you can rule us out. And I genuinely think we've got a chance of winning the Champions League. I genuinely do. Let me go down to the comments here and see what you're saying here. Now, this is an important thing that I'm going to pull up here. What's your opinion about the believed Catherine Mayorga? That's ongoing at the moment. I've done law as a journalist. I know what to say and what not to say. This is an ongoing case with allegations and accusations. At this particular moment in time, there is no guilty party. There is no innocent party. So I'm leaving it. I'm not really going to comment on it. I'm doing it now. For anybody who's here, you're watching my comment on it. I'm leaving it. It's in the courts at the moment, and that's what you need to do. Kills, what do I think of Sancho's performance? Sancho wasn't the best. Let's be completely honest. He's had a tough start to his career, but I've got no question marks about the fact that he's going to come good at Manchester United. No question marks at all. I don't think anybody should be worried about it. Not even in the slightest. Before I head on, quickly, ladies and gents, would you please hit that subscribe button if you're new to United People's TV? Welcome aboard. My name's Sam. This is United People's TV, the most interactive community on United YouTube. I like to think so. Oh, look, two of you disagree. 3 of you disagree. 4 of you disagree. But look, subscribe if you're new. I don't know why the subscribers keep flying down. That was the worst shout out ever, really. I managed to lose 9 subscribers whilst asking for subscribers. That was pretty good. Jar, look at that. Big up Jar from NYC. Nice to see you again. 5 a.m. in NYC, says Anurag, just home from a house party. Big up that. And also big up Emma Raducanu. 18 years winning the US Open title. What a spectacular performance that was from her yesterday. It's a spectacular to see a British woman lift the US Open. I watched the whole thing. The level of tennis was absolutely unreal. The power that was on show, not only from Emma, but also from Leylah Fernandez. Unreal. Both of them teenagers, the future and the present of tennis. Congratulations to both of them for getting to the final, but big up to Emma for winning that trophy. But let me head down to the comments here. You let me know where you're watching from. Alex, you think United stand is better? That's fine, my friend. The door is over there. The door is over there. And people try and drag me into sort of conversations about Goldbridge. I'm keeping my opinions to myself. Everybody's entitled to present themselves how they want to present themselves. I'm just going to be doing it my way. Let me go down here and see what you think. The 9 subs were haters, says Mr. B. Well, I don't know who they were. Sam, who will be vice captain? I don't actually know who vice captain is. Let me know who actually is the vice captain. But Maguire is the captain. Don't really think vice captain matters that much, really. Did I expect that performance yesterday? Says Was. I hoped, but from watching Manchester United over the years, I've grown a sort of a thick skin to expectation of what I'm feeling going into a game. Because so often when I'm looking at Manchester United, going, "Oh man, we should be pumping this team," we end up having like a struggle, and we don't really nail it, and I just get frustrated. But yesterday, I went in with expectation. I'm like, it's Newcastle at Old Trafford. We've got Ronaldo back. There's no way that this hype doesn't turn into a performance. And I was right. United proved themselves worthy of that expectation. And as I said, that's a mentality shift. It's a huge mentality shift. Manchester United yesterday had the pressure of the expectation and delivered. There you go, Jack. My name's Jack. You're from Borneo, part of the UPTV community. Craig, how you doing from South Africa, my buddy? I hope that Evra hoodie comes to you soon, because Craig won one of the giveaways on the channel. Speaking of which, I think I've got to choose a Ronaldo CR7 shirt winner today, don't I? So many of you entered that. And again, that's another reason to subscribe to United People's TV. I'm going to be doing so many giveaways across the season. It's my way of giving back to the community that you're helping me build. It's great fun. I'm definitely going to do more shirt giveaways, do more retro shirt giveaways. Giveaways galore across the whole season. So make sure you subscribe to United People's TV for that as well. Siddharth, what are you saying? What happens the way we are going to start with the league? How will the top four be this Christmas? I don't know. Let's find out. But by the end of October, I think we'll really know the proper character and the mentality of this Manchester United team. Realistically, on paper, the start of the season has been fortuitous to Manchester United. We've got Southampton. We had Leeds at home. That's not the easiest game, but Bielsa was like, come in, score goals, do what you want. I'm not going to defend. And we scored 5. We scored 6 last year. We scored 5 this year. Thank you very much, Leeds. Whoop. Then we played Southampton away and Wolves away. And fortuitous, as I said, in terms of the fixtures. But then in October, it's going to crank up. After September, again, fortuitous. We play West Ham away. We back ourselves away from home. We play Villa at home without Jack Grealish. They might have signed Ings and I don't know who else they signed. They spent loads of money. But then October comes in. Leicester away, Liverpool at home, and Spurs away. 3 very difficult fixtures against top teams. Therefore, by the end of October, we should know the mentality of this Manchester United squad and whether they truly believe that we are good enough to win the title. Let me head down to the comments and see what you're saying here. So apparently Bruno's a vice captain. Fine by me. Bruno yesterday, that goal from him was such a I'm not. Nah, don't forget about me, bro. This is my spotlight. I made the spotlight here, Ron. We're going to share this light. You're not taking it away from him. I'm off to the United Legacy for a pint of victory. Hell yeah. If anybody missed it yesterday, I really, really enjoyed it. I started a new show that I'm going to be doing. So an hour before the build-up of every game. So make sure you're here at 4:45 on Tuesday for the Young Boys United Legacy Arms pub. It's a session where I bring all the members only into the channel. You can come on stream with me and we can have a conversation about the game, react to the starting 11. If you'd like to be part of that, make sure you join the community. Hit the join button down below. You'll get a special secret link an hour before and you can join in. You can have your say. Craig, you joined me yesterday. Or you joined me yesterday. Edmund, Anuj, you might didn't work, but I'm sure you'll come in at some point. It's my way, again, of interacting with the community. I enjoyed it. I was worried about it yesterday because it's the first time you launch a new show, but it went wicked. I'm definitely doing it for every single game from now on. Or you're saying it's hard not to get carried away. Head says stay calm. Heart says invincible this season. I'd probably say that's where I am. Having had the years that we've had since 2013, having watched the ups and downs of our club, it's been frustrating as a Manchester United fan. It's not been without glory, though. Of course it hasn't. We've won the League Cup. We won the FA Cup. We won the Europa League. We've had our moments as a club, but I've never had more belief in Manchester United than I've got right now. And it's not just Ronaldo, but Ronaldo is the person who comes in and just, I don't know. is like a suit of armor that comes on and think, yeah, hell yeah, now I'm ready for battle. Now I'm ready for it. You can't help it. The hype is real. The hype is real. And because there was so much expectation on yesterday. So much. And to deliver on that level, not only 1 goal, 2 goals. Oh, my first goal was right place, right time. As I said, Ronaldo is a striker now. Ronaldo's not a winger. Although I saw step overs yesterday, I was like, oh, hello. Ronaldo still got that in him. And for him to have done that and then followed that up with a second goal, great pass from Shaw, by the way. Much better performance from our fullbacks in the second half. For him to deliver on that level was just magnificent. And if he can do that under that level of expectation and that level of pressure, then what can he do as the season progresses? The Champions League is his baby. Is his baby. On Tuesday, make no mistake about it. I'm not going to give my starting 11 away for that game because I'm going to be doing that tomorrow, so make sure you check that out. But there's no way that Solskjaer plays a weak team in this. Probably the most crucial game of the group stage is Tuesday. We need to set the tone straight away, and I think Solskjaer is going to go big and strong. And all you're saying, seeing Sir Alex in the stadium and his mum crying was very emotional. It was, man. It hit you right in the feels. Seeing Fergie sitting there smiling, seeing his mum in tears. It's because, well, it's different emotions there. Fergie was just a proud dad. Just a proud guy sitting there going, look, he's back and he's still doing it. I'm glad I'm here to witness this. And his mum was in tears because she knows the level of expectations and the sheer weight of behind the movement for Ronaldo to fail. So many people were willing Ronaldo to fail yesterday. And that's probably why Ronaldo's mum burst into tears when he scored, because he delivered again against that sheer weight. He delivered under the most intense of pressures. It's incredible. Nathan, I can see you join as a member. Big up to you. You might get involved in the United Legacy Arms. You let me know where you're watching from, Nathan. I'll try and give you a shout out. Viva Ronaldo, says James in the comments. Mohammed, you're saying Old Trafford was electric yesterday. If anybody was lucky enough to go to the game yesterday, let me know what your experience was. How was the atmosphere? It looked and it sounded absolutely fantastic. It really was. Subhan, what are you saying? Would you be fine with Solskjaer if we have another trophyless season with this squad? It's I don't know. I think that there's an expectation now. I would probably say no. Manchester United cannot go this season without winning a trophy. Simple as that. And I don't think that the League Cup and I don't think that the FA Cup will be good enough. We've won them before. I think if we win the Europa League, that means we failed. That means we failed in the Champions League. That means we got knocked down in to the Europa League. So for me, I'm not saying that we're going to fail this season. For me, a successful season here is Manchester United come the start of April, at least, that we're still in the Premier League. Ideally, that we're still in the Champions League. If we're still in the Champions League, Jesus, we're going to be like way in that competition. But we need to be challenging and they're right to the end. And if we just fall slightly short, I'll probably point to the fact that we don't have a central defensive midfielder. And I'll say if we can do that next season with a central defensive midfielder, I'll probably say, look, this is our year. That is what I would say. But we need silverware this year. We definitely do. Let me see what you think here in the comments. We go down here. Gary, you're saying everyone was singing Viva Ronaldo 30 minutes after the game finished. Yeah, big up to that, my friend. Let's have a look. What would happen to Greenwood now that we have Ronaldo, says Dan Lamy. I thought Greenwood yesterday, again, played very, very well. But Ronaldo is the man in the main spotlight, but it doesn't take away from Greenwood. As I said, Greenwood is somebody who's learned from Solskjaer already in his career. He's learned from Cavani already in his career. And he'll learn from Ronaldo. And he'll get plenty of game time. He might play on the right-hand side, but he's going to drift inside. He can score on his left and his right. He's very good through the middle. And as I said, I don't think Ronaldo's going to play every game this year. There will be Ronaldo rest games, although he probably won't want that. But that's when Zidane got the best out of Ronaldo. I remember that year when Ronaldo was left out of a couple of games. And everyone was like, what? What are you doing? And then Ronaldo in the knockout round of the Champions League was insane. I think he scored hat-trick. He went mental because he was fit, 100% ready for those big moments. And Ronaldo at 36, he's going to need those rest games, those rest times, so that when he comes into the games against Liverpool, the games against Spurs, the games against City, that he's ready to go like he did yesterday, full tilt. He can't play a full 58-game season. He probably could, but not in every single game to the level of yesterday. So I think we're going to see Ronaldo rested a bit. Cavani we've got there as a backup, perfect backup. And we've got Greenwood who can play through the middle. It's going to be about management of the squad. And that's the biggest thing we need from Solskjaer this year that we didn't have last year. He needs to rotate correctly and at the right time. He needs to give players rest when they need it and bring players in replacements. Lingard showed yesterday he can be a good squad player. I said at the start of the season, I maintained it. Yesterday proved me correct. I think Lingard might be a good squad player for United this year. I'm surprised he didn't have the ambition of getting into the England squad next summer. And I don't think he can do that at Manchester United. But as far as we're concerned, it suits us. Let me go down to the comments. Rego John, was I impressed with our defenders? Was I impressed with our defenders? Varane stole the show. Maguire, bad mistake to go on the ground. Still a decent performance. Wan-Bissaka and Shaw, for me, a bit non-existent in the first half, but in the second half, fantastic. It brought the width that we needed. As I said before the game, in the United Legacy Arms, when I was sitting there having a can with you, I was like, that's how Man United are going to win this game. We need to have the width from our fullbacks, and they brought it in that second half. Stretched the Newcastle defense, created spaces, we exploited them. Simple as that. But yeah, Varane, Rolls Royce. Varane, top tier. Varane, he's Rio Ferdinand level. Straight away, he is Rio Ferdinand level. And I can't wait to see what he does this season for Manchester United. Let me head back down to the comments and see what you are all saying on this lovely Sunday morning. If you're new and you're here, make sure you subscribe to United People's TV. Get your comments in. Fire in your super chats if you'd like to support the channel. Or join, become a member on YouTube. Hit that join button. Less than the price of a pint. Your way of helping the channel grow. And on Facebook, there's a link in the description of this video. Click that. Still less than the price of a pint. And all of you members will get access to join the United Legacy Arms on screen every single match day, an hour before kickoff, to have a conversation with me about the game. Maguire was not great, says Chris. You know, Maguire was certainly overshadowed by Varane's excellence. That's what I would say. Can't believe we got him for such a bargain price. It's ridiculous. Daniel Ramos saying, I'm sorry, but Varane is better than Rio. I'm not going to hear any Rio slander in these comments. Rio, probably the best overall defender I've seen. Ooh, that's a tough question. Vidic was just a monster. But Rio, as a completely composed unit, was probably the best defender I think I've seen at Manchester United. Wasn't really young enough to really watch the growth and the dominance of Bruce and Pallister. Stan was unreal. Again, a bit too young to sort of analytically look at how they're playing rather than going, oh, Jack, damn, look how good he is. That's probably what I did as a kid. I think Rio's the best I've seen, so I'm not going to hear any sort of slander against him. I think he's still Rolls Royce. But look, yesterday was fantastic. Before I finished, we're watching this video one more time.
Wreathed in red. Restored to this great gallery of the game. A walking work of art. Vintage, beyond valuation, beyond forgery or imitation. 18 years since that trembling teenager of touch and tease first tiptoed onto this storied stage. Now in his immaculate maturity, CR7 reunited. Him and the rest.
Running down it. Oh, sorry. I was singing. Look, watched it 3 times. I don't care. I'll probably watch it again. But do you think Ronaldo is capable of getting this Manchester United squad to believe in themselves enough that we can win the Premier League and the Champions League, or either, I'm not saying both, without a central defensive midfielder? That's the question I want to ask you. So when this video is finished, you leave your comments on it. Thank you all very much for joining in. It's a lovely Sunday morning. It's an extra video. I'll be here tomorrow morning, Monday to Friday, 9:30 a.m. live, as I always am. I'll also have my predicted 11 for Young Boys going out tomorrow. It's going to be a busy day. And then we've got Young Boys on Tuesday. Games are going to come thick and fast. We've got 6 in September. It's going to be busy. And we've got Ronaldo. Thank you very much for all joining in. Enjoy your Sunday. Go and have a barbecue. Go and have a couple of Sunday beers. That's always nice. Thank you all very much for joining in. I'm looking forward to the show tomorrow. Make sure you subscribe if you're new. I hope you enjoyed that video. Take it easy, everyone.